Good morning, everybody. It's 11 minutes past 9 o'clock right now. Welcome back to the show. Lou and Jackie here, along with our good friend Sheree Clark from Fork in the Road. And so, Sheree, now holidays are behind us now. We have to wait, what about, 76 days, 17 hours, 15 minutes roughly, in order for spring to finally arrive here in central Iowa. And a lot of people getting a little depressed. They're getting the blues this time of year.
Well, you hear a lot about cabin fever because you have kids running around the house not quite back in school yet, or they're having delay of school, so they're running around driving you crazy. But there's another part that comes with not only cold temperatures like we're dealing with right now, but just kind of winter blues. Is that an actual thing?
It's definitely an actual thing. That's why I wanted to talk about it today.
SAD is what some people call it.
Seasonal affective disorder. That's absolutely right. And I wanted to really kind of bring it out of the darkness, if you will, because it does affect a lot of people. And we usually do some lighthearted things on this segment, but it's something that's serious and it affects people. So I wanted to talk about that today. So the first thing I wanted to address and to say is don't feel alone. There are a lot of people that have it, and people go in and out of it. And just realize that with any kind of a disorder or something that's where you're not well, there's a continuum. On the one end of the spectrum is pretty serious, where we may even need hospitalization. On the other end of the spectrum is something that you have a hard time putting your finger on. You just feel like out of sorts. You might think to yourself, my life is good, but why don't I feel like my life is good? What's going on here? What's going on? What's wrong? And so I wanted to address kind of that end of the spectrum. Now, there's any number of ways that we can do that. And of course, I've always got with me a different
you
array.
have a team for it.
A different array of things. But before I get into the details and nuts and bolts about that, the point I want to make is this. These things are great and they're a resource, but the most important thing is to figure out what is the cause of the problem to begin with.
I was going to say, many people might say, oh, you're just going to throw a pill at me or something like that, and that's not always the answer. Now, it can assist, as we're going to learn here in a matter of moments, but there might be something deeper you need to figure out.
That's exactly right. And here's the thing. Many of us, me included, we live in a four-season state. I expect in January or February to get the blues.
Right.
I'm ready for it. That's why, when you said how many days and minutes, and I'm counting it. I can't wait. So that's to be expected, and that's one of those things where there is a solution for that. Maybe you could go to the botanical garden and be among plants. Maybe you could exercise a little bit more. Watch your diet. One of the reasons why we're having this seasonal thing right now is all of the sugar, all of the junk, all of the crap.
Holidays.
It's catching up with you.
It definitely is. We had a lot of alcohol. We played hard and had late nights. The other thing, let's don't forget the situational issues that come up. It was holiday season. Some of us have had loss. It was the first time celebrating a holiday without a loved one. That stirs up emotions, exactly. Or your in-laws were in town. That stirs up emotions. That can cause some depression. So that kind of a disorder is one thing. That might be addressed with some vitamin D, which would be one of the supplements that we would look at. Vitamin D, it's the sunshine vitamin.
Right.
Where we've been inside, that can be really helpful. I can tell you from experience, a couple months ago, I was low on vitamin D. I had the blues. I went and got myself checked, took some supplements. I'm much better now. So there's all of those kinds of things.
That much of a difference.
That much of a difference, yes. The other thing that's really easy that nobody wants to hear, but I'll tell you, exercise. Move your body.
Get moving.
Exactly, and we get sedentary during the winter months when we're eating all those cookies and so forth. So that's a big helpful thing. So those are a couple quick things.
But what we're trying to do is just trying to break your normal routine if your normal routine has gotten you into that depressed state.
Precisely. Okay. So that's it. So when we're looking for the source of the issue, like I said, it could be that it's the seasonal affective thing. It could be the weather. It could be situational. It could be something else. So one of the things that I suggest that people do is keep a log or a journal. Write down what you eat, how many hours you slept, and how you feel when you wake up. And look for patterns. If you eat badly throughout the day, for me, I can tell you that the next day I'm going to wake up not so much on the tippy-toppy side of the bed. And that it sounds pretty pedestrian, it sounds mundane, it sounds like, oh, just let me take a tea or a pill and let me fix it that way. It's not that easy. It is that easy. It's that easy because all you have to do is look at what it is that you're doing and maybe you could change.
Right.
So let's look at some of the things that you can do if we go to the store. And one of them is really, the first three in the front I really love. It's simply essential oils. Aromatherapy is great. When we get the smell of some wonderful new things, and the reason I've got grapefruit, orange, and lemon here is the citrus fruits are really uplifting. So eat them, smell them. They really do make you feel better.
Grapefruit one too, huh?
Yes, yeah, it does.
Okay.
And the good news about grapefruit is too, it also is helpful in diminishing cravings. So if you ingest it, and if you get the grade that you can actually eat, put grapefruit oil in your water, not only will you feel perked up, but you'll be less likely to eat junk that's not good for you.
I'm
exactly.
writing that down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, grapefruit oil. It's good. So the other things we have are teas. Now, one of the things that you can look for is proprietary blends of things, and this is a proprietary blend, Be Well Teas. And it just, again, it would be a supplement. It's not a cure-all. It's not going to solve every problem that you have, but just simply adding a little bit of tea into a day that you've also added more fruits and vegetables, gotten more sleep, maybe evaluated your caffeine and alcohol intake, and those types of things. So remembering these are add-ons. These are not panaceas. These are not the solution to the problem. It's a supplement to help you with other things. Other supplements are other proprietary blends. This one is omega-3 mood, omega-3 fatty acids are also good for mood, and this is not the only option. There would be this one here is another sunny mood. Any of these kinds of ones you can ask about at the health food store. Ask them why they're suggesting them for you. Ask them what it is about that particular thing that they find beneficial. And then always, like I always say, read the ingredient label and do your own research. Look up if it says that they really suggest it because, for example, the vitamin D, like I said, don't take my word for it. Go and look it up, and it will either resonate with you or it won't. But it's up to you to figure out what your issue is. Why are you feeling the blues? And how bad are they? So that's the other thing. How bad are they, and how long have they been going on is another thing to look at. So if it's kind of like, oh, I just don't feel like getting out of bed in the morning, that's one thing. But if it goes on for several months and you're having thoughts of, let's say, maybe doing yourself in, or just thinking, you know what, that life isn't worth living, when those types of thoughts start creeping into your minds or the minds that people that you love, it's time to do more than just go to the health food store. Talk to somebody. There's no shame, there's no harm.
None.
And look, and there are plenty of places you can go. Have your blood work done. Maybe you've got a food allergy. It could really be as easy as that. Or maybe you do need to see your family doctor. Maybe there is something else that you need. But the big thing is, people, if I can get one thing through your heads, it's nothing to be afraid or ashamed of. It's something to be addressed, and it happens to all of us at some point. Women who have babies have postpartum depression. People like me who are the epitome of good health have the blues because I get low in vitamin D.
And this includes not wanting to go anywhere, just wanting to stay home, not wanting to go out and socialize.
That's a good, Lou, that's a really good example of a symptom. It might not just be, oh, I'm tired, I'm lethargic. It might be, I don't want to talk to anybody, including the people that I love. So let's be mindful and keep our radar up, not just about ourselves, but about the people that are around us. One of your friends disappears off the radar, stops posting on Facebook, stops coming to events. When they do, when you see them, they want to leave. They've gained weight. Approach your friend and check in, see if everything's okay. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Here it is.
A great message to live by as we're starting off a new year. And as you said, we all deal with some part of this, especially as we get into these deep winter seasons.
Yeah,
Thank you, Sheree. If people have more questions, or maybe they're wanting to learn more, I know you said do your own research, but maybe they need to start that process. How can they get in touch with you?
Absolutely. Shoot me an email at info@fork-road.com or visit my website, www.fork-road.com. And I would love to have a conversation with any one of you. I've also written some articles on the whole topic of depression, and I would love to send you one of those if that's something that you'd like to go a little bit deeper on. So
fantastic. Well, always great to see you, and Happy New Year. We'll
Thank
continue
you.
to talk about ways of you improving your life in various ways as we continue on in 2018. You're watching CWI Live. Don't go anywhere, folks.